President Trump is with us this morning. Good morning, Mr. President. How you feeling about Super Tuesday in Virginia?
I feel good. That was more than we anticipated, as you very well know. It was incredible. We won by 42 points. That's a lot. That's probably more than we anticipated by about 20 points.
Yeah.
But she's faded fast. She's really faded. And shouldn't have gone. And now we go into Super Tuesday is going to be great. I think the smallest lead we have is like 55 points or something, so maybe more than that. So it's pretty good, and we're having a big one in Richmond. We're having a big rally, and I hope you're going to be there, John. It'd be nice, but we're going to have a big rally.
I intend to be there. I'm dragging a couple of friends of mine, trying to convert them to pay attention.
You'll like it.
Yeah. Hey, assuming you
it.
pull off this big win, but Nikki Haley still gets, maybe decent numbers, double-digit numbers, I don't know. What do you do or say that gets these people, presumably Republicans, back into your camp by November? What do you do?
Well, that's what she's had. She's had a lot of Democrats, and she gets a lot of Democrat funding because they figure anything that she does is a little bit damaging to me. I don't know if it is or not, actually, but we're polling that we're way ahead of Biden. We're way ahead of. She's not even in the polls anymore, but we're way ahead of Biden. But I will tell you that it looks to me, it's just looking like that she's getting a lot of Democrat votes. And I don't understand why so many, we had it for 3 in a row, where Democrats are allowed to vote in a Republican primary. Right. You'll explain that to me sometime. We had it in New Hampshire, as you know. We had it twice now, and then a third time. So that's not a good situation. It doesn't make sense. Why would you allow a Democrat to vote? And they do that even though they'll vote for a Democrat when it comes time for the election.
Right. They're throwing the numbers.
We think the Republicans ought to fix that up. I think it's ridiculous, actually.
Yeah.
But despite that, we're winning by 30, 40, and even 50 points, which is pretty good, over her. And we're winning by 10 and 12 over Biden. We're a big lead over Biden, too. But you almost say, who wouldn't have, right, when you think about it?
Is there anything that you have a charm offensive planned where you can take I keep hearing about these suburban women who just will not vote for you. And I'm thinking, I would think with the inflation and all the problems Joe Biden's brought, you might want to reconsider whether you're willing to vote for Donald Trump. What do you say and do to win those people over, assuming that
it's
narrative's true?
Because I heard about that in 2020 the first time. And I'm not a believer in it. I'm not. We got 12 million more votes in 2020 than we got in 2016. We did actually much better in 2020. Okay, It's just, that's a long story. I won't discuss it too much on your show unless you'd want to. Some shows say, we want to be politically correct and never discuss it and all that. And if you don't
we talk about it all the time.
Learn.
Listen, my colleague Jeff Katz in the afternoon and I, we defend you every single day because it's baloney.
It's a disgraceful election, disgraceful result, and it's destroyed our country. Our country is in a state now that it's I don't think it's ever been in. Migrants all over the place, killing people. I mean, they had a scene in New York where they were actually having fistfights. Migrants were having fistfights with cops. Now, I've seen cops get hit. I've seen cops get shot, and then they run away, But I've never seen guys standing in the middle of Madison Avenue having a fistfight, where they're literally having a fistfight with cops. It's the craziest thing. We have, and then, of course, you have a lot worse than that beautiful young girl in Georgia and so many others. We have a new category of crime now. It's called migrant crime, all brought to you by this Biden. It's the worst president in the history of this country by a factor of. Jimmy Carter is extremely happy because I consider him to have had, and probably you too, a brilliant presidency compared to Biden.
Compared to this, brilliant. You're right.
Oh boy!
If you get back in the White House, what is the plan to short circuit the bureaucracy that was in your face and did everything they could to cause problems for you? I mean, I was at your inauguration. It was a great event. And then when we left, I was like, where are the cops? I mean, the Antifa crowd was all over the place. And I thought, this isn't the way this is supposed to be in America. And they did it from day one till the last day, standing in your way.
Sure. And, that was Obama, because that was Obama until a certain point. And that was Obama. But although it was a great day, I will tell you that. I mean, overall, that was a great day. That was a beautiful day. But you're right. The cops were supposed to be at a certain time. And it wasn't so much I'll tell you, law enforcement's with us 95%. It's been great. We have to let them do their job. When you talk about the suburban women, though, I believe we have great support because they want safety. They don't need a lot of talk. They're smart. They want safety. They want security. They don't want migrants knocking on their door at 12 o'clock in the evening. They want safety and security, and I think I do well with them. Now, the current polls show I'm doing great with them, really great. And what we have to do, the first couple of things we're doing is we're drilling, as I say, drill, baby, drill. Now I don't use it as much because everybody copies it. Everyone's copying the drill, baby, drill. Even my opponents are copying it. But we do that, and we have we now bring the border back to where it was. I had the safest border in history, and now we have the worst border in the history of the world. So, we're going to bring that back. That'll be a big deal. And it'll happen fast, too.
And you're headed to the border today. What do you plan to see? You're going to a hot spot, I'm told.
I'm going to be with a lot of people. We're going to be with the governor of Texas and senators and a lot of people, and we're just going to put more pressure on this guy. This guy wants open borders. I don't think he wants it. I don't think he knows he's alive. Look, they want to have open borders. I did 571 miles of wall. I had Mexico guarding our wall, literally. Right. They're military, free of charge, by the way. 28,000 soldiers. We had the best border. And when he came in, all of that was dismantled, and he didn't finish sections of the wall because I built more wall than I said I was going to build 350 miles. I built 571. But then as you build it, you realize there are other areas where you need it. So it was all set to be erected. It was built and ready. They just had to erect it, put up the pieces, and they sold the pieces for 5 cents on the dollar. It's like unbelievable.
It must be maddening to you how they fought you over a few $1 billion for the wall, but then we're just funneling money to the other side of the planet for other projects.
Well, not only that. I mean, you take a look at some of the Green New scam. I mean, they got their funding, and we had a fight. Now, eventually what I did, because I had a lot of problems with guys like Paul Ryan. He was terrible. He was a super rhino. It's just a terrible, terrible person. But we had a lot of problems with him. I said, "Are you a Democrat?" I mean, I thought he was a Democrat, frankly. He was the worst. But, we had a lot of problems with guys like that. I took it out of the military. I said, this is an invasion. After a year of playing games, and I had to win 11 different lawsuits, too, so it wasn't very easy to do. But I took it out of the military, calling it an invasion. And I'm right. This is an invasion of our country, just like a military invasion. In many ways, it's worse because you don't know who it is exactly.
Right.
At least in the other case, generally, they're wearing uniforms, right? You know who they are. This is an invasion of our country. And that was how I got, the money out, tremendous amounts of money to build the wall. And it was great.
Let me ask you about last night.
We bought a few less Army tanks.
No, sure. Knowing that I was going to talk to you this morning, I get this news alert that you've been stripped off the ballot in Illinois. And you know what puzzles me is why aren't lawyers, fair-minded lawyers, Democrat and Republican, saying, hey, this is not the way to do this. The guy hadn't been convicted of anything. And these are the people who scream and yell about democracy all the time. Why are they not defending you?
Well, when they scream of democracy, it's all false information. What they do is about disinformation. Now, even Biden is saying now, oh, no, we're very good on the wall. We're very good. We want to build the wall. We want to do this. We want to do that. We want to have a border because he's getting killed on that subject. And they can change course in one sentence. We see that person in the White House, that White House press secretary is so bad. She is so bad. And we see her. She gets up. And she talks about, yes, the president is wonderful. He's feeling great. He's in perfect physical shape. He doesn't need a cognitive test. I took 2 cognitive tests, and I aced them both, meaning I got every single question. And some of them are tough. When you get into the end of that test, the first questions are easy. They get a little tougher. You get down to the end. You have to be cognitively pretty good. You have to be smart. He could never – I don't believe he could pass that test. I know that test well. So I took it twice, aced it twice. And I actually think all presidents should take it. I think anybody running for president should take it because he's an example. But he has no idea. His move out of Afghanistan, taking the soldiers out first, giving them $85 billion worth of equipment. And you see now what they're doing. They're starting to go wild again, They're going wild. And it's just so sad to see it. You know, I had that set up that we got out. We were going to get out with dignity and strength. We were going to keep our equipment. We were going to have all Americans out, and we were going to keep Bagram because Bagram is a base that's 1 hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons. And we were going to keep it. It was all set. Then the election was rigged, and he did this. And I think it's the reason that Putin went into Ukraine, you know, because frankly, he saw how incompetent these people were. I mean, think of it, taking the military out first. You take the military out last, you get your people.
Right.
We still have people in there. We have American citizens in there, and it's not a nice place, I can tell you.
Yeah.
You see what's going on. I don't know if you've seen over the last couple of days, they're executing people all over the place.
Oh, it's horrible, and I don't know why everybody's tolerating it. I know you got to run, but let me ask you this. Our governor, Glenn Youngkin, was at one point, he's a good-looking guy. He was successful. He's rich, not as rich as you, but he's rich. I mean, do you talk to him? Is he somebody that you'd consider bringing into your administration if you're back up there? He's staying neutral.
Him get elected. Yeah. I made a big teletown hall. I had hundreds of thousands of people on the call the night before the election, his election, at his request. And they were thankful for that. And I helped him I endorsed him.
Right.
And I also helped him with the town hall. These town halls are good, but it takes, not a lot of people can do them because nobody's going to get on the line. But I had tremendous hundreds of thousands of people. And they got on the line. I spoke about, him, and they go vote for him tomorrow. And they did. And he won. I don't have too much contact with him, but I like him. I get along with him.
Yeah. Listen, former President Donald Trump in Richmond this Saturday. I'm expecting a big crowd. We'll look forward to seeing you. And I really sincerely appreciate you coming on the show today. Thank you,
Well,
sir.
It's great, John, and you do have a great show, and I appreciate it. And maybe I'll see you there. I hope you're going to look me up. Okay?
All right, I'll wave from the crowd. All right.
We'll be watching. No, we'll be watching for you. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you, President Trump. Yes, sir.
I'll see you on Saturday. Bye.
8:48. Well, that was cool, right? That's pretty good. I'm excited about that. It came through. That's nice. Former President Trump here on WRVA. We're back with more in a moment. I'm John Reid, News Radio, WRVA.